Hey everybody, it's Kyle coming to you from my basement. What a week. Uh, yeah, we had our little excursion to take my son to a camp that he's working at for about 2.5 weeks up in Iowa. His girlfriend works up there already. He'll be there as a lifeguard. He's pretty excited. It was cute to watch her run and hug him when we got there, I will admit. Pretty cool. Yeah, so my wife and I took him up there. He got home on Friday from Boy Scout camp, and then we took him Saturday morning up to there. And it's a pretty good drive, about 4.5 hours or so. So we stayed the night. I got a nice hotel room, had a jacuzzi in it. It was okay. It wasn't the best hotel room I've been in, that's for sure. The bathroom smelled pretty musty, got to admit. But good enough to spend the night in. And we just hung out, did a little jacuzzi, sitting around and watching. I brought my Google Chromecast Plus or whatever it's called, the one that's actually an Android TV. Brought that with me, and we watched some Seinfeld and just enjoyed that while we were jacuzziing. And we went and ate some Mexican at a local restaurant there. It was all right, not super great. But the next morning on Sunday, we did get to a local diner type restaurant for some breakfast, and it was outstanding. So that was pretty cool. And then it was just a long drive home. Unfortunately, my wife something has happened as far as one of her injuries that I believe has had surgery before. There's some internal damage or something. She had an MRI done, and it appears that there's nothing that would require surgery, but at the same time, it's extremely painful. So we'll have to see where that goes. So she really couldn't do any of the driving, so it was kind of all me, which it's not the end of the world as far as length for a drive, so I was fine with it. Yeah, I mean, those are the things that are going on in my life. We got my daughter signed up for a volleyball team. She's been doing swim conditioning and stuff like that, getting ready for that. Yeah, that's it, man. Things seem to be pretty fine in life. One bummer, I will say, is our fridge has died. Not something we really planned on. I mean, I can't complain too much because the Frigidaire that we had was like 18 years old. Now the ice maker hasn't worked since like, about 2 years in. And the water thing on the front door or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I can't gripe too much, but I will tell you this. And we had to buy a dishwasher not too long ago also. Appliances are outrageous right now. I kind of wanted to stick with Maytag or Whirlpool, simply because we have a Maytag dishwasher, Whirlpool, stove, and I thought it would be nice to stick with that, kind of keep everything the same. We're talking like $3,500 to $4,000 if we wanted to do that. I am not paying that for a fridge. I know fridge is an important thing in your house, but I can tell you there's no way on earth I'm paying that. It's not that we couldn't, it's just that I will not. So we did go with an Amana, and it's actually one of the top rated fridges out there. I think like 4.2 out of 5. And the funny thing is, like, the Whirlpool and KitchenAid and Maytag ones are rated lower, even though they're more expensive. So I don't know if it's just people with more money that expect more for less or what. I have no idea. But regardless, the Amana one we have is great. It'll be here tomorrow. And so we're excited about that. But that's another big reason we went with that one, is because it was in stock. I did want to kind of get the stainless steel, and there were a couple other models I was looking at by Whirlpool. But they were 3 months out minimum, and we just can't do that. I mean, we need a fridge quickly. So anyway, that's what we did. So that's not real good news, but it's not the end of the world either. I mean, hey, at least we're afforded the ability to go grab something like that in an emergency, which is nice. So a lot of people would really be out of luck, and we're fortunate to have jobs and have money and stuff enough to go take care of something like that when it comes up. So I totally recognize that, and I'm very happy that we have that. So let me go ahead and take a quick break. I'll come back and talk about some things I'm into. Let's throw it over to Kyle. Hey, Kyle. All right, and we're back. Okay, so what am I into? Well, again, I'm listening to a lot of Frank Black and the Catholics. Just got those songs in my head again. It's funny because I remember those albums, and I remember going to see him back in the day and just loving all of those records. And I hadn't listened to him in such a long time, which is weird because, I have Spotify, and I have the CDs even, but I don't know. It's strange. So now I'm listening to him a whole lot, and that makes me happy. And, playing them for my wife and stuff, and she appreciates the music as well. So that's cool. I did get one new record. I found a Don Ho record at a thrift store for whatever, $1 or whatever it cost. And I like that. There was another guy there kind of looking through records at this thrift store. The family loves thrifting. And so we all went out, got off work early on Friday while my son was here for one night. And we all four went out and did a little thrifting that afternoon. And then we went and got some pizza at Pizza Shuttle. So not a bad day, really. But, the records usually at thrift stores, I know I've talked about this before, they're probably 9 out of 10 of them are gospel music, which I'm just not a gospel music fan, so it doesn't do much for me. Anyway, I was kind of thumbing through these records at the first place we went and didn't really see much. I did find a couple. I found a Rick Springfield, but it was scratched to hell. There were a couple other ones I kind of came across that were just scratched. But this Don Ho one, it's a mono recording and it's in great condition. So I was pretty jazzed about that one, and it sounds great. I've listened to it already and it's good. It's good stuff. It's from the Don Ho TV show that he used to have. But there was another guy that came up there when I was kind of going through these, and he and I talked a little bit. He actually has been collecting in order to sell. I guess he has a booth at some flea market somewhere. And so, yeah, that's kind of what he was looking for, but he didn't really find anything there. Me, I'm buying all the time to listen to him. I'm not interested in collecting or selling, not yet anyway. Who knows? Someday I might be, but right now I'm not. So that's kind of what I've been listening to. Not really much else. That's about it. All right. What have I been watching? Well, I can tell you I really, 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 really want to go see Nope this week. I'm a big Jordan Peele fan. I love his first 2 films, and I love the Twilight Zone series that he did, just 2 seasons of. I think it got canceled. But I love it. I like his style of horror thriller and the bizarreness of his stories and all that. And so I'm really looking forward to this one because this one looks like the king of the bizarre films. So not of planet Earth is what I understand that means. So see some good interviews with him. And he's a great filmmaker for sure. TV shows. Not a lot new. We did start watching City on the Hill last night. My wife and I. That's the Kevin Bacon series. I believe it's on Showtime or something like that. But Kevin Bacon's kind of a crooked cop. It's in Boston, and this guy's an attorney for the city, or a federal attorney, I think. But it's interesting. It's interesting. You just have to watch it. But yeah, interesting role for Kevin Bacon. So we just watched the first episode last night, but we really liked it. Finishing up Grace and Frankie, final couple episodes there. Haven't watched any more Umbrella Academy. Need to, though. And what else did we watch? Oh, Hacks. We really like the show Hacks on HBO Max, about an aging comedian who's been ultra popular in her life, and a young, millennial writer that's trying to help her be more relevant to today's society, basically, with her humor. So it's good. If you've never watched it, the first season we loved. Second season is pretty darn good so far. So who knows? But that's about it. Not much else. Like I said, want to see Nope really bad. But my wife really wants to see the new Thor film, Love and Thunder. We haven't gone to see that either yet. So I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work out. I might have to go see that and then hold off on Nope for a while. Or I might go see Nope by myself, just depending on what happens. Yeah, so that's it for watching. Reading. I did actually do a little bit of reading. I went back and I read the third volume of the trade paperback for Something is Killing the Children, which is great if you haven't heard of that. I think I've talked about it on here before, but it's really amazing story. And so, finish off that third trade paperback. And my understanding is the fourth one's about ready to come out any day, so I'll have to pick that up as well. But nothing else in that department. Did start listening to that new audio book on Audible. Cannot remember what the hell that thing is called. Horrible. I'm so bad about stuff like that. But it's the one about American Indians. I think I told you a little bit about it. The Peacekeeper. That's what it's called. Started listening to that when I was mowing last time around, and it's pretty solid. Loving that as well. Let's see. Podcasts. I mean, nothing really new in podcasts, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, just more of Something Was Wrong and Mr. Ballin. I haven't really listened to anything else. I don't know. The thing I'll say about Something Was Wrong is this. So you have your first 3 seasons or so, and then in the 4th season it goes over to, the Guyana tragedy, Jim Jones, Reverend Jim Jones. Everybody drank the Kool-Aid and died, which is amazing. It's a survivor. She interviews and stuff on that podcast. But I don't know. I feel like I already know so much about that, I'm not really interested in that. And then she does a couple more that are kind of, I don't care for either. So I've went all the way up to season 6. We're getting back more into the mainstream stories of, people who are narcissists and take advantage of other people and stuff, which is kind of what the whole podcast is about. And those other seasons are about that too. They're just not of interest to me. And boy, right back in the middle of it. Great series. I love this podcast. So check that one out if you get a chance. But that's it, guys. Not much else, man. Kind of a short episode today, or this week, sorry. I appreciate you guys listening. Royals are still pretty atrocious as far as the team goes. Yeah, that's it. I really don't care about the All-Star game so much. I did watch a funny thing earlier with Guillermo from Jimmy Fallon Show. Or Jimmy Kimmel, sorry, Jimmy. It's with Jimmy Kimmel, and he plays in the Celebrity All-Star softball game. So I'm going to try and put a link in the notes to that one. You got to watch it. It's pretty fun. Bryan Cranston's in it prominently. That's it, guys. That's all I got. I'll have to catch up with you guys next week. I appreciate you listening. Please reach out to me if you'd like to for anything. If you'd like to be on the show, anything like that, I'd love it. But until next week, just get off my lawn.